Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Black Ops 3 has been shown loads at E3. There's been tons of multiplayer gameplay, an entire walkthrough of a mission in the cooperative campaign, and generally there's been a lot to take in. In the game itself, there are some things that have changed that we've never seen before. The specialist system is entirely new. The gunsmith, the paint shop, entirely new. And so Activision have very kindly put together a list of 10 ways in which Black Ops 3 is going to change the way you play Call of Duty. So I'm going to run through this list, making some comments along the way. This is going to be 10 ways that Black Ops 3 is going to change Call of Duty in under 10 minutes. I want to remind you as well that you should like the video, and without further ado, here's number 1. The campaign is 4-player co-op. This is totally new to Call of Duty. They say on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, so it's not on old gen, it's only on the current gen consoles and on PC. You're going to be able to play the campaign solo as usual, or you're going to be able to play with 3 other players. That's 2-player split screen maximum, or 4 players if you're playing online. They also mentioned that this year, the in-game environment is built entirely with this cooperative experience in mind. So you have big open area environments, you have characters who have unique abilities, and so each of your squad mates is going to very likely be running a completely different loadout with different abilities. You have a change to the AI system, so they've redesigned the way that AI works in COD now so that they actually interact with you better in the mission itself and don't just hide in cover all the time and throw loads of grenades as they have done in Call of Duty's history. There are also plenty of cinematics, and they also say that because the levels have been opened up so much and there are these massive open areas and things like that, when you play through, you're going to then have the chance to play through again, and in some ways have an entirely different experience. The replay value is going to be upped significantly because of these changes. So that is number 1. Number 2 is the safe house. I've already talked about this briefly in other videos, but this is a little bit more depth. There's a space in between missions now, so you'll do the mission and then you'll come back to the safe house. That's what it's called, and you can show off accomplishments that you've accumulated and things like that. You can select your arsenal for the future mission. It's a social space. It's essentially a place where you can ready up in a lobby that isn't a lobby. It's a lobby area that you can actually walk around and do things in. You can interact with the space itself. Co-op squads can customize their bunks, display achievements, share weapons and gear, or get intel via an in-game wiki. If you want more info about this, in the top right, I'll have a card now pointing you to another video I've made about this very topic. Without further ado, let's move on to number 3. I am, by the way, going to be grouping these into campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. Zombies is last, multiplayer is in the middle, campaign is first, and we have one more campaign point to go on, which is you can customize your character's identity in the campaign. Your character is completely customizable now. You can choose whether you're male or female, you can change your weapons, your gear. All of it is customizable. You can earn abilities and attributes through modification systems called cyber cores and tactical rigs. There are loads of tweaks and modifications you can apply to your character, and it will show up in cutscenes as well, so it will actually change the way you're represented in the game. Okie dokie, number 4, it's multiplayer time. You're a cybernetically enhanced soldier in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. The game is set in the future, the deep future, the dark and twisted future, in fact. And so it's all about speed and maintaining control of your weapon and character at all times. That's what Activision says. Everything is going to be focused on in-frame combat, so it's unlikely you're going to have to massively tilt your screen up for stories to get a look at where someone is shooting you from. That is not something that they're putting into the design of Black Ops 3. They want to keep it in-frame. It's not going to be the same as Advanced Warfare, where you could boost and actually go a considerable distance in a very short space of time, but rather it's going to be a 360-degree thrusting system, so you can kind of push yourself in a direction, but you're not going to be in one place and then suddenly have teleported 5 meters forwards, backwards, left, right, up, or down, as you sort of can in Advanced Warfare. Okay, number 5, halfway. In multiplayer, you are always ready for a fight. What does that mean? Well, they have a guns up philosophy at Treyarch for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and what that means is that no matter whether you're in the middle of a wall run, if you're power sliding around a corner, even if you are mid-swim, yeah, you can swim in multiplayer in Black Ops 3, your gun is always going to be at the ready. You're going to be ready to shoot someone. You're no longer vulnerable if you're leaping through a window or running on a wall. In all those situations, your gun will be at the ready to keep the pace of action high. And just like that, we're at number 6, past halfway now. In multiplayer, you can swim. I mentioned this a little bit previously, but it deserves its own point. Activision thinks so as well. In certain maps, but not all of them, you'll be able to swim across and into bodies of water while having submerged gunfights, which is so cool, with other players along the way. You can use water pathways to sneak past your enemies, or even fight for control of underwater capture points, which is crazy as an idea, in objective modes like Hardpoint. Pair your swim with a quick thrust jump to leap out of the water and surprise your enemies. That's what Activision says, and it seems to be a viable strategy too. You can actually see someone doing this very thing in the trailer for the multiplayer reveal trailer rather, of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Number 7 is quite a big one. It's the Specialist Abilities and Weapons system. With score streaks, exceptional in-game performance can earn short-term bonuses like UAVs, gunships, and more. However, with the introduction of the Specialist system in Black Ops 3, you can equip a powerful weapon or ability regardless of your skill level. This sort of thing is on a timer, so you get a load of kills, you're going to access it faster. If you don't get any kills, you'll still access it, but it'll take maybe 3 or 4 minutes. In total, there are 9 Black Ops soldiers for you to unlock. Currently, they've only announced 6 of them. I have a video on my channel explaining what all of them do, what all their weapons and abilities are. You pick them before the game. You can't pick them in the match itself. You have to select them in the pre-game lobby. And when you do that, you'll choose a weapon or an ability. You choose one or the other. Weapons include things like gravity spikes, which you stick in the ground and kind of cause a big explosion. You do a jump when you activate it as well. And also miniguns that kind of attach to your arm. It's pretty cool stuff in my opinion. And then you have abilities such as Overcharge, which gives you a boost in speed, or Glitch, which allows you to warp back to a previous location and get the drop on someone. Number 8. This year, Treyarch is taking weapon modification to a whole new level. What's this, I hear you ask? It's the gunsmith. Any weapon can be tailored to your preference, or my preference, or whoever's preference, with multiple models for each attachment, which is sweet. And also, PS4, Xbox One, and PC users can further customize their weapons in the paint shop. This takes the emblem editor and essentially ports it onto the weapon itself. You have 64 layers on the sides and also top of the gun, which is crazy. That's so many damn layers and so many possibilities. I'm sure we'll be seeing lots of penises in November. Number 9. You don't actually have to wait until November 6th to play Black Ops 3, even though that's the release date of the game. And that's because they have a beta this year, which is awesome. It's going to be on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. It's coming first to PS4. That PS4 beta will launch in August. And that means that you're going to get hands-on with the game for probably quite a while. I wouldn't expect it to be a very short beta, like a day or two. I think it's going to be longer than that. And they're going to stress test the game, get more information about multiplayer so that it's a better experience when the game actually launches, and also you'll get to give it a go, which is great. Would you look at that? In under 10 minutes, we've already gone through 9 points, multiple multiplayer ones, and a couple of campaign too, about how Black Ops 3 is going to change Call of Duty. Here's number 10. Zombies. Over and over, the Treyarch devs have teased that Zombies is going to be announced soon. In the blog post, they say, the reveal of Black Ops 3 Zombies won't arrive until later this year, but Treyarch have big plans for the fan-favorite mode. Building upon the studio's signature brand of zombie survival, Zombies will feature its own unique storyline and a full XP-based progression system. There's tons more to talk about, so keep an eye out for more intel later this year. And that's all they say. It's so frustrating. However, being a big Call of Duty Zombies fan, I've compiled for you some of the interesting pieces of intel that have emerged in the last couple of months regarding Black Ops 3 Zombies. Obviously, I've gone into much more detail about these specific Zombies points in previous videos on my channel, so if you want to catch them when I make them in the future, then make sure you have subscribed. The button is below the video now. Some of these tidbits of info are that the XR2, for example, which is a weapon from 2065, is going to be appearing in the Zombies mode. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that the mode will be set in the future. In fact, it's much more likely to be set sometime between 1900 and 1950. There's most likely going to be some kind of Nazi presence in the map itself. And it's a reasonably safe bet to say that the map will be set in Chicago, so you've got that kind of gangster element coming in there as well, which is extremely exciting in my opinion. They are not ignoring the previous 8 years of Call of Duty Zombies storyline that they've built up. That is not going to be ignored. It's not going to be a completely fresh start. There will be elements of that previous storyline filtered into this new one, which is, again, extremely exciting in my opinion. I'm a big fan of the story, but this is 10 ways that Call of Duty is going to change thanks to Black Ops 3 in under 10 minutes, and I'm coming up to the 10-minute mark now, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, then leave a like, please go ahead and do it. It'll make my day, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be making more of these in the future if you guys enjoy it, and also let me know in the comments if you knew all of these points or not, because I bet there's at least one that you weren't too familiar with. I've been MrRoflWaffles, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next Black Ops 3 Zombies, Black Ops 3, multiplayer campaign, or whatever video that I produce. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Black Ops 3.